So let's take a look at the list of mods that I have on the 2024 Jeep Wrangler. Some of them are merely just accessories, some of them are actually functional, and some just look pretty, I think. We've got quite the list, so let's get started. First of all, the grill. I changed the grill from the original anvil color, you can see up there, to black. I just thought it would be a nice accent to the front of the Jeep, and I think it looks pretty good on here. And if it takes any chips or anything, like the chip in the windshield on my brand new Toyota Tacoma, I can always go back to the anvil one if I'd like. Next up, grill guards. I put these on really more for aesthetics. I love the looks of them on there, especially with the black grill. And I think it just gives the Jeep a tougher look, if you will. They are functional if you're big time into off-roading. They can keep branches and things from smacking against and potentially breaking your headlights. But for me, they just look pretty good. Next up, the side markers. If you remember, these originally were amber. I'm not a big amber fan, really, so these are easy to put on. Just loosen the inner liner here and take a screw out, unplug them and switch them. It's that easy. But they look good, and they're also still legal because they have an amber LED light inside. Just something to kind of dress things up a little bit in the front, I think. Next up, the door lock covers. These things cover up the silver or chrome keyholes on the doors of the Jeep. I'm not a big chrome fan, so anything to get rid of chrome is good for me. Simple to put on. They're merely held on by friction. If you're a little bit more concerned, you can put a little square of double-sided tape on the inside, stick it right against that chrome keyhole, if you will, and it's simple. Now, if you ever need to access this area, you can pull these off with your hand. Pretty easy to do. Next, the ruby rails. I'm talking about these black rails right down here along the sides. I put these on really just to hide the pinch weld that's on the side of the Jeep. When I got it, it didn't have anything there, and that was just a blaring eyesore in my opinion. Now, you can put side steps on, obviously. I'm not a big fan of side steps. I think this just makes the Jeep look, again, tougher, more sporty. And they're actually designed for the Jeep. It's a bolt-on application. They've held up really well. No nicks or dings or rust or anything like that. They do seem to be a pretty high-quality product, and I really do like the look. Moving up, the window tint. I try to match the window tint on the back part. If you didn't know, every vehicle, SUV type, Jeep type, truck type vehicle that comes has tint on the back windows. The front windows, not so much, just a little bit of that factory tint. So I go with 20%. It's technically not legal, but nonetheless, I think it looks pretty good on the truck. Just a better look than, say, the two-tone that you get. This is my new Tacoma. We've got the original factory tint, if you will, on the front, and then the darker tint in the back. You can see the difference. I just think it looks really good. Plus, it is a functional mod, and then it cuts down a little bit on the heat, and obviously keeps the sun out of your eyes on the inside. Speaking of the inside, the phone mount. This is another bolt-on application, just goes into the area right up here in the front. You remove that little pad that they have, take out a couple screws, put this thing in, and what it does is allow you to add any kind of accessory that you want. I have the little ball here so I can put different things if I want, and then I have a magnetic phone mount. Actually, I made myself. I bought the mount part back here, and then I bought this magnet that goes on the front. It has double-sided tape on the back, and it is robust. Never has fallen, and I've used that same application in other vehicles before. It works really, really well. Still in the front, we've got the little grill or door sill rather guards. This is just it's a tape actually. It's kind of used for skateboarding, I think, skateboarding surfaces, but it works really well here. It's just the right size, bends right to the edge here, and looks pretty darn good on the Jeep. Of course, the whole idea of having it is to protect the sill area so that you don't scratch it up and stuff when you're getting in and out. Very easy application. I recommend it really not only for Jeep, but any other vehicle you have out there. While we're still in the front, we've got the little seat gap sealers or protectors or whatever you want to call them, seat gap fillers, I guess. These, of course, keep things from falling down in between the seat and the center console area, like your cell phone or some French fries or coins or anything else like that. Definitely a must-have for me. I can't stand when I drop something down in between the seats, particularly if it's my cell phone. Still in the front here, we have the center console tray. This little tray, let's see if I can grab the right spot, that just slips right down inside to give you another level of storage in this area. Love this thing, very handy, and obviously you just pull it in and out if you want to reach anything in the bottom. Might even provide a little bit of security for things that are underneath, because I bet the thief that's in a hurry probably just opens this up, looks to see if there's anything there, and doesn't even think to check underneath. Now, next, we have to move to the outside again. We got to talk about the wheels and tires. Love these on the Jeep. They give me the wheel poke that I want, or offset. Gets the tires out a little bit from the fenders. Again, gives a nice tough look for the Jeep. Of course, I put KMC black wheels on. I'm a big black wheel fan, or really anything that's not chrome, so these things are awesome. If you want to know my tire size, it's a 265/70, 265/70 R17. They are a Falcon Wild Peak. By far the best tire, I think, that you can put on. Now, two more. We got to move around to the back. Of course, I did match the spare tire and wheel back here, but looking inside, I had taken the back seat out because I wanted more storage back here, or more room, I guess. And it gives you a ton more room without having that pretty much useless seat back here. So I was able to put in my own mat, which you can see down here. This is just it's actually a Tundra bed mat that I cut to size for the back of the Jeep, and it fits really well. Goes right up to the edge as far as it can until the door impacts it, and stays put, doesn't move around. Really love having this in here. Then I made my own little kind of storage system here with a couple of bins. Zip tied these together, just picked these up at Lowe's, it's pretty easy, and then used a strap I had from something else to hold them in place. They can move that far, and that's it. So they're not going to slide up against the back seats or tip over or anything like that. Love having these here. Just enables me to put things in the back without having them end up underneath those front seats. And what a pain that is to have to crawl in and get your stuff out, right? Lastly, a very simple thing that honestly without a back seat is not useful. It's more aesthetic. And those are the grab handles across, or fastened over, I guess, the headrests on the seats. Just provides a little bit of color pop in here. Of course, you can get those in many different colors. I chose red because I actually had red. Anyway, that's just a quick update, I guess. Man, it is bright out here. A quick update on the mods that I have in the Jeep so far. There will be more things to come. Next up, I think I might do the Sunrider soft top, something that replaces the Freedom panels up here. If you're not familiar with it, just unhooks like a regular soft top does, and then you flip it back to have that open air experience across the front part of the Jeep. Leave a comment, let me know. Have any of these things? How are they holding up for you, and what else would you suggest? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.